everyone, today is the 18th of June. It's nearly a month since my last video, which I didn't realise. I kept thinking, oh, I'll make a video, and I was like, oh, it's only a week since I last made a video. And then all of a sudden, a month has flown by, and I haven't really done much, so I feel a bit bad. Today's video probably won't be that long, not only because I've got Orange is the New Black to watch, but I haven't really worked on that many of my WIPs. I have 2 finishes. Nearly 3, so I've just kind of been concentrating on certain pieces to get them finished so that I can have a new start. I only had, I think, 4 or 5 WIPs when I last saw you, so I haven't even got that many WIPs. At one point I had about 11, but I decided that I wanted to get the Follow Your Dreams piece finished, which I actually finished the day after I last filmed the video on the 22nd. I wanted to get Poppy Wood finished, finally, which is my other finish, and I wanted to get one of my new starts, because I have had 2 new starts since I last saw you, and I wanted to get one of those finished before I started something new, because, well, I'll show you the new thing that I'm going to be starting, hopefully today, fingers crossed. I don't really have much stash. The only things I've really been buying, I get my magazine subscriptions through the post. I get 3 a month. The World of Cross Stitching, Cross Stitcher, and Cross Stitch Crazy. I won't show you those because most people will have seen those, but I have bought 3 back issues on eBay. 2 for, well, all 3 were for certain patterns that I wanted to do, but one of them's really exciting and turned up today, and I haven't even looked at it. I took it out of the packaging, and that was it, so I'm quite excited for that. So first of all, I will move the cats out of the way. And then I will show you my stash, my magazines, because they're really exciting. And both cats have decided that they want to come and play, haven't you? So I'll start with the magazines. The first one I bought was a back issue of Cross Stitch Crazy. It's issue 215, I think. Yeah. And I bought it for Emerald City, which most of you will have seen, I'm sure. But I will show it to you anyway if I can find it. I should have been a bit more prepared, really. I was really annoyed about this issue actually, because I bought the issue before. I bought it in Hobbycraft, and then I decided to get the subscriptions, and I subscribed to all 3 magazines on the same day that I bought the issue before this one. But for some reason my subscription didn't start until the issue after, which I didn't realise until I got the magazine through. But I didn't pay that much for it. I think I paid about £4 with postage, which isn't bad at all. This is the design, which is on my to-do list. I think it's about 3 away. I've got a list of what I'm going to do and when. So this is Emerald City, and I think it's by Satsuma Street. Jodie Rice, I'm sure that's Satsuma Street. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. So this was the first one I bought. Which I was really pleased to get, and it came with the free gift as well, which I wasn't expecting, so that was a nice surprise. And then I was reading the new issue of Cross Stitcher, and there's a sewing machine I've seen before that I really wanted, but I had no idea what magazine it was in or what issue, so I just hoped one day I'd come across it. And then I was reading Cross Stitch magazine, and they have a section which is the readers writing in, showing pictures of things they've stitched from Cross Stitcher, and they had a mermaid. And my daughter is obsessed with mermaids at the moment. So it had the issue number on the posts in the in the letter in the magazine, and so I went straight onto eBay and found it. This is the mermaid, which hopefully is going to be started today. And I'm really excited for it, and I think I'm going to have to stitch 2. One for myself and one for my daughter. I'm not sure if I said, but this is issue 295 of Cross Stitcher, which is August 2015, in case anyone was interested. And it is by Doreen Jones. I think I said that right. So that is next on my list. I have it kitted up. I should have shown you the fabric I'm stitching it on. In my last video, I showed 2 new hand-dyed fabrics that Chris sent me. There was a periwinkle blue, and I think the other one was blackberry, which was like a purple, or blueberry. I think it would have been blackberry. And I'm going to do it on the periwinkle blue rather than like a light blue. I think it'll stand out quite well with all the oranges and the greens. And then, completely random, I then discovered that the sewing machine that I've been lusting after is also in the same magazine, so that was an added surprise. I'll see if I can find it. I say I'll see if I can find it. I will find it. It's just how long it'll take me. I'm not sure about the colours of it though. Well, the colours of it are fine, but it's done on black Ada or black linen. I think it's on black linen. And I hate stitching on black. But this is the sewing machine, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't really sew anymore. I want to, but I just don't seem to get round to it. But I think it'll look amazing once we've sorted out our attic. Our attic doesn't get used. It's all converted and everything else, normal staircase. We're waiting on carpets to be put down by the landlord, and then we are going to turn it into an office, come craft room, come playroom, which is exciting, but it probably won't be done until we move out, knowing my luck. That sewing machine, by the way, is by Emma Congdon, and I want to stitch the sewing machine to go up in there. Hopefully, and also this is the front of it. It also has a really cute little caravan in it. I'd love a caravan like that. I don't think I'd like the car too much. It's not much bigger than our car. We have a Fiesta, but I was really pleased with that. 2 surprises in one, and that one again. I think I paid about £3.50 or £4 with postage. Because I think I actually paid about £1 for the magazine, and then however much for postage. So that was a nice surprise. And then this magazine, I was enabled by my friend Sal. I actually randomly met her on the Cross Stitch Rack UK, I think the group is. I won a rack from her of some cardboard bobbins. I love cardboard bobbins. I prefer them to plastic because they're easier to write on. That's literally the only reason. I still use plastic bobbins when I haven't got any cardboard ones because I have a huge stash of plastic ones. And I was on holiday at the time, so this was about 2 months ago now. And she asked me for my address, so I sent her my address, and she said, "Oh, I live in Ilminster, and I live in Crewkerne, and Ilminster is about a 10-minute drive. In fact, my brother lives in Ilminster, about a 5-10 minute walk from South." And she showed me the project she was currently working on, which was Once Upon a Time, I think it's called, by Joan Elliott. It's Cinderella. It's absolutely amazing. And I turned around and said, "Oh my god, I'm going to have to do that at some point." And she said, "Oh, it's in the Ultimate Cross Stitch Fantasy magazine." She said, "You need the magazine, it is amazing." So I went on eBay and there was one. And I was determined I was going to win it. I had 4 days left, so I didn't bid on it. Someone else had already bid on it. I think it was about £1. It was £1. And I left it until about 20 minutes before it ended. And then I bid, and then the woman kept outbidding me. And I don't like to lose, so if she had carried on bidding, I would have probably spent about £300 on this magazine, just so the other woman didn't get it. But I was quite lucky. I think I paid £6.70 with postage for it, and it arrived this morning. I haven't even opened it. I have looked at the front, and that is it. So I'm going to be looking through it later. But this is the Ultimate Cross Stitch magazine, and this is Cinderella. I will see, I'll open it. I'll see if I can find it in the magazine. It's a real thick, it's like a book. Most of you have probably seen the Ultimate Cross Stitch magazines, but I know I've never have. I have seen them. I've seen them in the shops and things, but I've never picked them up and looked at them, or even bought one. Page 36, right. I will show you. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't have opened the magazine. I'm going to end up just looking at this magazine now instead of doing my video. Oh god, I've gone too far. But I was talking to Sal this morning, said it arrived, and we've decided that once I've had a good look through it, we're going to pick a design in it and do a little stitch along with the two of us. It won't be this one because she's well on through it. She must be over halfway through it, and it looks amazing stitched up. So I wanted to stitch it for my daughter because she loves Disney, she loves princesses, and it would look amazing in her room. But I want it. I'm a child, really, and I don't think I could stitch it twice because it is, well, anyone who's seen a Joan Elliott, they're very detailed and a lot of beading, and they're not the cheapest to kit up either. So I don't think I could stitch it twice, so I think I'm going to have to stitch it and have it like in the living room and tell Scarlett that it's hers. But it's actually mine. Just don't tell her. So this is I think it's called Once Upon a Time by John Eliot. Oh, there we go. And it's absolutely stunning. Oh god, on the back it's got some more of the designs that are in it. Oh, it's a gorgeous unicorn in there. So this magazine, I'm probably going to stitch most of it because I am a big child and I love like princesses and unicorns, mermaids. I am so obsessed with mermaids at the moment and I have no idea why. I think it's because of my daughter. I don't know if there's any mermaids in here. There's definitely unicorns. I can see 3 on the front. So this magazine will get a lot of use. I'll probably still be stitching it in about 20 years time because it says it's got 173 charts in it. But I'd imagine that would count like the alphabet. There's a few alphabets in here. I'm assuming that would count the alphabets as 26. How many letters are in the alphabet? 26. I was gonna say 24. It is 26. I'm not that stupid. I promise. But I will definitely be having a good look through that later. I'm so excited. I'm like a big child. And this month's World of Cross Stitch magazine turned up this morning as well. So after my Orange is the New Black-a-thon, I will be reading my magazines if I'm still awake. But that's my plan for today, is to cross stitch and watch Orange is the New Black all day. My daughter's not here. My partner's at work. And he'll be I think he finishes at 1:30 in the morning, so plenty of stitching time for me. And he'd left at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock? Just gone 8 o'clock this morning. So plenty of stitching time. I have been stitching this morning, and then I thought, well, I need to do this video. So I watched the first episode of Orange is the New Black, did as much stitching as I could, and then I decided before I carry on watching it and get engrossed, I would do the video now because I will never want to do it later when I'm like halfway through the series, or I'm not sure how many episodes there are. Normally I think there's 12. I'm not sure. But it came out 2 days ago, and how I managed to not watch any of it until today. My partner was really into it. He watched first and second series. He started watching the third one, and then he got bored. So I haven't been able to watch it for the last 2 days because he's been at home. Well, no, he hasn't. He wasn't at home on. He was home yesterday. He had yesterday off, but he wasn't home on Thursday. I'm not sure what. Or did it only come? No, it came out. It definitely came out Thursday. No idea why I didn't watch it on Thursday. In fact, didn't it come out on Wednesday? What day are we on? The 20th? Oh god, I don't even know. It's the 18th. Oh, it came out yesterday. 17th. I'm sure it's the 17th. I'm just waffling now. Sorry, I just got a text from my partner and I have no idea what it's on about. I texted him to say that the magazine had turned up, and he just said, check the washing machine. I have no idea what that's about. Maybe he's left me a surprise in there. Dirty washing, probably. Right, I will show you my finishes first. I'm going to try. I've got the pictures of last time you saw everything, so I'm going to try and insert them. But if there's no pictures inserted, then I didn't figure out how to do it. So I'm sorry. But I will try and figure it out. So the first one I'll show you is Follow Your Dreams by, I think that's Emma Congdon as well. I'm pretty sure it is. So if I can figure out how to insert a picture, I'll insert a picture here. And this is what it looks like finished. I am so pleased with this. All of my cross stitches so far I have framed myself, and this one is definitely one that's going to the framers because I don't want to mess it up. And then it's going to go in my living room, hopefully, if I get around to putting it up. All of my other FFOs that I've shown you, I showed them in the last video, I think, they're all framed. They're just piled up next to me. They still haven't gone up because we haven't finished decorating the stairs where they're going to go. But I'm so pleased with this. I finished it the day after I filmed the last video. So I was really pleased with that. I just kind of pushed on and got it finished. And it looks amazing, and I'm really pleased I did it on the fabric I did. I can't think of what it's called, but it's by Chromatic Alchemy. And in person, it's a bit brighter in person. The lighting in here isn't great because it's so sunny outside and I've had to shut the curtains. Because otherwise I look like a ghost. And now I've gone orange. Oh, no. I don't know what my camera's doing. But it's a little bit brighter than it's showing, but it looks like clouds. And the fabric was a gift from Sean in, I think, August last year. And I kept it because I didn't want to just stitch anything on it. I wanted to stitch something nice on it because it's my first piece of hand-dyed fabric. So I'm really pleased with that and how it came out. My other finish is poppy wood. Poppy wood caused some problems. My first gorgeous, I stitched it in 5 days. It was the balloon. I think it was 5 days. It didn't cause any problems. No background. That was the thing, I think. Poppy wood has the trees in the background, and they're stitched like one thread. And they're really light, so I struggled to see it even with my lamp. I've got a lamp that shines directly where I stitch. And they were just really repetitive and boring. And so I stitched the girl up really quick, and then the trees, the trees took a while. So I knuckled down last week, last week, not sure, and got the trees finished. Then I did the back stitch, and then I realised that my new hoop had left a dirt mark on it, so I had to wash it and iron it before I did the little sewing on bits. But this is her now. If I can find a picture, no, I've got the picture. If I can figure out how to insert the picture, I'll insert a picture here. And this is what she looks like. The poppies went completely wrong. We just won't discuss the poppies. But she's really cute. I'm really pleased I finished her. And I don't remember whether I said before, but the reason I chose poppy wood is because the little girl, if she had blonde hair, it could be my daughter. Although her hair's not that long. She takes after her mummy. I didn't have any hair till I was 3, so she's 3 and a half, and she's got a fair bit of hair, so she's doing better than I am. But it's the red dress, Scarlet. And I had a cat when I was younger called Poppy. So I'm so sad, I really am. But the poppies, the circles were bigger than they were supposed to be. Oh god, one of the poppies has moved. Or not the actual poppy, but the netting. And the instructions weren't incredibly clear for me until I read them the second or third time. And it said for the smaller poppies use one circle, because you just had to stitch the poppies roughly where they were on the main image. There wasn't like a pattern for it. For the medium ones use 2 layers of netting, and the bigger ones use 3. So I assumed it would be like with the medium ones you'd use a small circle and a medium circle, and then the large ones you'd use a small, medium and large. But no, you use 2 mediums or 3 large, and I didn't realise that until I was about halfway through it. So I ran out of small circles, and I ended up with one random circle left over. But it's not too bad. If I didn't tell you, you might not have noticed. You probably would. If you stitched it before, you would have noticed it. Or even if you've seen pictures of it before. And then the last thing I have to show you is my 2 new starts, I think. Oh no, I have got another WIP. Valentine, go away. The cat wants to play. So the other WIP that I have, that I've stitched on, that I had last time, is Autumn Owl by Heaven and Earth Design. So if I can figure out how to insert a picture, I will insert it here. And then, oh god, I've just got like a mass of parked threads everywhere. This is where it is now. I think oh god, that way up, that would be helpful. I was looking at it and you can see the columns from the back, and I was like, well, why are they going sideways? I think I've done a column and a bit since I last showed you. Here, this column and this one, I think. I will insert the picture if I can figure out how. But this column that's left sort of half finished, that's the last column of the page. So that'll be my first page finish. So I really need to knuckle down and get it done. But I've just been trying to get everything finished, and I knew this one wouldn't be finished. So yeah. But I am pleased with my my autumn owl. It is really cute, and I'm obsessed with owls. You can probably see in the background, although it's not that clear. There's my bookshelves, the whole of the top of it, plus all over it, has got owls on it. I've got owls on top of the weird fireplace thing that's there. It's still early, I need coffee. Oh dear. And then the other thing I have to show you is my 2 new starts. Which one did I start first? I think I have it written down actually. Right, the one that's nearly finished is the one I started first. This one is Cat Lessons for People by Lizzie Kate. I showed it last time, I think, because my friend Chris sent me the chart and the threads. And then I found, just after I did my video, oh no, it might have been last time I did my video, I found the fabric for it, it wasn't specifically for it. I found some fabric perfect for it. And I started this one on the 28th of May. And this is what it will look like when it's finished. I do love my cats, even if they do get on my nerves sometimes. So that's what it will look like when it's finished. And I literally have the smallest amount, and you have to excuse all the creases and things because I've literally just taken off my Q-snap. But this is what it looks like at the moment. So I literally have to do, for people, a paw print and a few white squares under a few bits at the top, and it's done. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be sort of A4 sized, and then I was stitching it and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So this one will definitely be going off to the framers when it's finished. I'm hoping to have it finished today, because all I literally have to do is, for people, this little paw print, and then I don't know if you can see underneath the top line there's a few white squares which I need to do, and then that one will be finished, which I'm really pleased about because it's another finish under my belt. I think this year so far I think I've had 14 finishes, I think, which includes a few cards though. But yeah, I really want to get that one finished. Pardon me, cat, you can't play with my cross stitch. Right, this is my final new start. My cousin, the end of last month I think, got engaged, which was a bit of a surprise. We weren't expecting it. And then I think it was the day after he got engaged, he announced that he was getting married the next week. I think it was the next week. I think it was about 9 days later. They went off on their own. Nobody was invited. They, as far as I'm aware, they pulled witnesses off the street and did it on their own. Now, my aunt, his mother, lives in Australia. She's a nurse. She's gone over there, I think, for 3 years. I think she's got a 3-year contract. She might stay on after that. But she has a degenerative hip disease. Had one hip replaced 7 or 8 years ago, and she's had to have the other one done. Well, they got it sorted really quickly, and so she ended up having surgery 8 days before he was getting married. So they decided that they're going to have a second wedding with a ceremony. And a little reception afterwards for all of the family and friends in September, September the 3rd, which means I get to go camping. I haven't been camping since I was quite small. I say quite small, I think I was 17. It was for D of E, which is Duke of Edinburgh, which I never finished because the day I was supposed to go on my final expedition, my niece was born and I refused to go. Well, my sister-in-law went into labour. I've got 2 nieces. That was my second niece. My first niece, I was on holiday on Lundy Island when she was born. She was 2 weeks late, and she was born the day I went. I was on the island for about an hour, and I got a phone call to say she'd been born. So there was no chance I was missing my second niece being born. So I didn't go. I didn't finish it. But this is a wedding sample for them. If I can find because I bought it on Etsy, if I can find the picture of what it will look like, I'll insert that here. And then this is, oh, hang on, I've got a loose thread at the back. This is what it looks like at the moment. I haven't done much. It will say Mr. and Mrs. and the wedding date, the actual wedding date, not the September date, at the bottom. And then I think it has two little birds on it, a little like mint green one and a little pink one, I think, if I remember rightly. And so I was aiming to do half an hour a night on that, and I haven't touched it for about a week, maybe more. I think I've stitched on it 2 nights for about half an hour each. But I've got plenty of time. It's not until the 3rd of September. We go down on the 2nd of September. We're going to camp the Friday and the Saturday nights with my mum and possibly my brother, hopefully. So I need to have it framed and ready by then. I might frame it in a hoop. But we are going on holiday, camping again, the 2nd of August, a month before we go to down to Cornwall. In fact, we're going to Cornwall as well. Before we go back down to Cornwall for my cousin's wedding. And because it is only 3 colours and it is quite simple, I did think I could always stitch it in the car. Maybe. I need something to stitch in the car. I need something to stitch whilst I'm camping. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do that and how I'm going to stop it from getting damp, or because tents always seem to get all the condensation and then they get damp. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm going to need some sort of like waterproof cover for my cross stitching. I definitely won't be taking anything massive like a heaven and earth. But yeah, I don't want any cross stitch. I'm going to have to keep it all in the car. God, my voice is going. I've got cat hair in my mouth now. The cat's just sat there staring at me. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. But yeah, I haven't really done much this month. It's been quite a quiet month. It's been quite a boring month, really. It's just been working. My partner's changed jobs. He left his old job last. I don't know what day are we on? We're on Saturday. So last Tuesday, not Tuesday just gone, the Tuesday before. That was his last day, and then he started his new job on Monday, just gone. So we've been sorting all that out, and we've had some decent weather until now. Until I said we needed a bit of rain so I could water my front garden, and now it hasn't stopped raining since. It's rained for about 4 days now, I think, and I mean it's not showers. Most of the time it is torrential. But I live in Somerset, and anyone in the UK will know that Somerset is now really popular for flooding and rain. So it's no surprise, really. We went out yesterday. We had to get some frozen mice for the snakes, and it was nice and sunny. We went straight from work, and we got into Yeovil, and it was just torrential. Everywhere was flooding, like instantly. And there was thunder and lightning, which I was really pleased about because I am not a fan of thunder and lightning. So we didn't stay long in Yeovil. Yeah, the weather hasn't been fantastic for the last week or so, but before that we had quite a lot of sun. So we went for a few days out, and last weekend we spent the whole weekend out. The week before that, or the week, oh god, I've been back at work 2 weeks, so 3 weeks ago, I had a week off because I work in a school, so I had the school holidays off, and I spent a lot of that out and about, shopping with my mum and all sorts of random things. And last weekend we spent the whole of Sunday out, so I lost a lot of stitching time there because I do a lot of stitching on the weekends when my partner's at work, and we went to a classic car show and things. And then this week, the tarantula got out. That caused a bit of excitement. That was about the most exciting thing that happened the whole of that week. If I can insert pictures, I'll insert a picture here of how I found her. I was sat on the sofa, and my partner had already gone upstairs, and I was just about to go up to bed to read. or cross stitch, one or the other, probably cross stitch. And I stood up and I looked over towards where the bib is, which is this one here, the one underneath, and she was just sat on top. And I called up to my partner, who's terrified of spiders, because I needed someone to stop the cats from going anywhere near whilst I sort of figured out where I was going to put her, because the top of the bib is mesh and she'd ripped it out. So no idea how she did that. I mean, she's 13 years old. She is an old girl. She probably shouldn't still be here. And so I have no idea how she did it. And so I had to figure out where I was going to put her. And then obviously I had to take a picture. And by then she'd sort of had a basket on top with all my card making stuff in. And then the picture is actually of her in that basket. And we've ended up putting her in here, which is it was used for the snakes when they were smaller. They're a lot bigger now. They're in bigger ones. Or one of them's in a big 3-foot bib, and the other one is just next to this bib here. You might be able to see her actually. In there, you can just about see her here. And she'll be going into a bib soon too. But here's Sparkle. I'll show you Sparkle. She's very cute. If you don't like spiders, don't look. But she's very cute. So she's just kind of been dumped in there until we can get another bib for her. But she's an old girl. She's very slow, which is quite handy for trying to catch her when she got out. My partner wasn't best impressed. It was a good job that it was me that found her, because my partner would have probably have been halfway to China by now. Oh, bless her. But yeah, so I think that's everything. The video is a lot longer than I thought it would be, actually. It's because I keep waffling on. I will be back with another video. Hopefully I will have a lot more progress next month, or the next time I do a video. Oh god. Sorry, I just got another message. My partner's just texted me to say that he's already had to put a fire out, and he's not a fireman. He's assistant manager in a pub that's open. They've closed down and then they've reopened for a week to sell up all their stock, because it's Somerset Beer Festival, well, probably Cider Festival, because we're quite famous for our cider. And then they're closing again to refurbish everything, and then they're reopening under a new name and things. So and they don't have a kitchen currently, so I'm not sure what was on fire. That's a bit worrying. But as I was saying, I keep going off topic. This is why the video's so long. Yeah, hopefully I'll have a lot more progress next month, or next time I do a video, and maybe a few finishes. I'll definitely have some new starts, because I will be starting the mermaid as soon as I finish Cat Lessons for People, which will hopefully be today with my Orange is the New Black-a-thon. Sorry, I'm playing with the cat. It's one of those days. I was up really early this morning. I didn't have much sleep, and I've had a lot of coffee. So I'm like a child, really. I'm just easily distracted. But yeah, so I'll leave it here before I waffle on for another 3 hours or whatever. And I will see you soon. Happy stitching!